What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be making today is just going to be a meatball sub. We're going to be making it with the homemade marinara sauce, but feel free to use any kind of a canned spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce that you might have. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this is I got the meat for my sausage on sale, and I'm going to be using some ground beef, and then I have some French garlic pork sausage. So that's what we're going to be using for our meatballs. But anyway, the first thing I need to do is start getting this sauce cooked, because I want that to cook down a minute, or not a minute, a while. So why don't you come in, take a look at how I'm knocking this sauce out. As far as our sauce goes, the first thing I'm going to start with is a 28-ounce can of tomatoes. Feel free to use whatever kind, but I got this brand here. It says this imported from Italy, so must be good, right? So I'm just going to throw all this in the blender. I have 6 cloves of garlic, a quarter cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of salt, a tablespoon and a half of oregano, 1 onion that I have quartered. I'm going to go with about a quarter cup of olive oil. And you know what? I forgot one of my ingredients. And I have some basil. I just had this basil in the freezer. So I'm going to just take off the leaves on it. And I like basil, so I'm going to just basically probably, you know what, I'm going to save some of that for later. So anyway, that's that. I'm just going to blend it up. Alright, we are good to go on that. Just going to grab my pot. And throw this on the stove. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer, and then I'm going to let that cook for about 2 hours. I'm going to throw my bay leaves in now as well. I'm going to be going pretty basic on these meatballs. I'm just using a 1 pound pack of ground beef that I got on sale. That's $73.27. Use whatever kind you want. Like I said, we're not trying to make any fancy meatballs here. The sausage I'm using, got those on sale as well. What we're going to do on these is we are going to take these out of the casing. So that's pretty much what we're going to do on those. I'm not going to have you sitting here the whole time when I do that. But what else we're going to be adding is going to be, I just have a regular old Italian blend seasoning. Also, I did have some of the basil that was left over, and that was what was at the bottom of this bowl when I first started off. I'm just going to add some salt. That's a couple tablespoons of salt. I'll add that in a little bit once I wash my hands. A couple eggs. Now, what I'm going to do off camera, just so you're not sitting here the whole time while I'm doing it, is I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these sausages out of the casing, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I've got all the casings off the sausage. I'm just going to hit it with some Parmesan cheese. And like I said, there's really no recipe that I have for this particular one. I'm just kind of throwing this together. So really, we just want this to kind of resemble almost like a meatloaf consistency when we're done. So we're just going to get in here with our hands and get this all mixed in well. And if it looks like it's going to need some more breadcrumbs, then I'll go ahead and add a few more in, which it looks like I'm going to need. So I did transfer these breadcrumbs into this other bowl, so I'm not getting my breadcrumb container all dirty. That should be enough breadcrumbs right there. I'm going to finish mixing this in, and then we'll get making the meatballs. As far as these meatballs go, I want to make them kind of a little bit on the smaller side. They don't need to be specific, but if you want, feel free to measure them out. But I'm just free-handing these. I have my oven is getting preheated at 350 degrees right now, and we're gonna cook those. I'm assuming it should be 30 minutes to get these things cooked. We've got all these meatballs made. Boom, that's what they're looking like. Throw these in. And our sauce is kind of coming along. That's been about 30 minutes in. We're gonna cook that about another hour or so. And here is the sauce. So sauce has been going about an hour and a half. These been going about 40 minutes. Looks like these are going to be some pretty enormous sub sandwiches. Anyway, what I've done was I cut off the tops, and that's obviously where we're going to put the put everything at. But I'm going to throw this in the oven as it is now, just to kind of get it kind of toast it up a little bit. What I need to do is get down to making it. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside and maybe throw some olive oil on that for some garlic bread. Yeah, might as well load it up. So we got that. I have some sliced mozzarella cheese. Oops, actually, skipping a step. Hold on. Get this mozzarella cheese on here. And now this is going to go back in the oven at, actually I just turned the oven off. It's at 300 degrees, or it's coming down off 300 degrees. I just want to melt this cheese. Just came out of the oven. Cheese is kind of melted on it. Now I just need to see if I can wrap my mouth around one of these. This is a pretty big sub. I'm going to recommend that you use regular French rolls like the small ones. I just used what I had. I had some garlic bread. So now I got to see if I can wrap my face around this thing. And I already know that Surf and Sapo and TNT Barbecue always make fun of my taste test, so I'm sure I'm going to give them plenty of material on this one. Very good, nice and simple. You could even make it simpler just using a jar spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce, but that sauce I made was simple, easy. You know, the meatballs, I didn't get all extravagant on it. That was pretty straightforward. Anyway, I'm probably going to attack the rest of this with a knife and a fork. But anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.